Welcome to another episode of Amazing Individuals, where we talk to individuals with intellectual disabilities and people that support them. On today's episode, I will be talking to Renee Manfredi. She's a Special Olympics athlete from Hawaii, as well as a Sargent Shriver International Global Messenger. Hi, Renee, and thank you so much for coming on my show.
Hi, Lisa. This is so exciting. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I'm happy to have you on. Could you please tell our listeners where you're from and how long you've been doing Special Olympics?
Thank you so much. I am from Hawaii, and I live on the island of Oahu. I have lived here for the past 16 years, and I've been in Special Olympics Hawaii for 12 years. I am actually a year-round athlete, so I compete in basketball, softball, swimming, and soccer. And for a time, basketball used to be my favorite sport, but I do so love the water, so now I prefer swimming.
Oh, that's cool. I wish I could do swimming, but unfortunately, I'm allergic to chlorine, so I'm not able to.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. It just it breaks my skin out. So, but I love to watch it though. So, how did you first get involved in Special Olympics?
That's a really good, well, thank you for asking me. The way I got in Special Olympics was I didn't really know it existed. When I first heard about Special Olympics, I was nervous and uncertain because I'm not really talented in sports. I'm not what you would call coordinated or somebody that maybe a sports team would look for. So I was a bit nervous about joining. I didn't know how I would be treated. We joined during the basketball season, and when my coach, Coach Dale, he was our head coach then, he introduced me to everybody. Everybody came up to me and gave me hugs and welcomed me to their ohana, which is Hawaiian for family. And when I would practice, my coaches were so welcoming and accepting of where I was at my level. And if I messed up, there was no scolding, there was no shouting, there was encouragement. And sometimes my coaches would say, "That's okay, just keep going, we'll work on it." I learned from Special Olympics that it doesn't matter what level you're at, they can build you up to wherever you need to be.
Oh, I definitely agree. I didn't get involved until my husband, had told me because he's been involved for 4 years, so he was able to, talk me into getting to it. And I do agree with you about the welcoming part. That when you first started, you don't know how people are going to, react to you, but then I feel like, we're kind of like a family kind of thing. Everybody that I've met through Special Olympics so far is like so welcoming and friendly. So.
Oh, absolutely. Here in Hawaii, the number one thing is ohana, which as I said earlier, means family, and everybody is family, especially in Special Olympics Hawaii.
That's nice. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the Sargent Shriver program and a little bit of what that entails?
Well, thank you. A Sargent Shriver International Global Messenger is a public speaker that speaks globally on behalf of Special Olympics and issues that concern Special Olympics athletes. And how I became an SSIGM, that's the abbreviation, is first I became a Global Messenger. I joined the Global Messenger program here in Hawaii. I learned about public speaking, how to dress appropriately for a presentation, eye contact, how to speak slowly and clearly. And then I was chosen, I was then selected as a health messenger. I speak about inclusive health. And then my program, and then later on down the road, my program, Special Olympics Hawaii, nominated me for the International Global Messenger program. I actually waited 5 months to wait until I heard a yes or no. And my mentor, Nip Ho, invited me to the Special Olympics Hawaii office, and there was a recording from Timothy Shriver And as he was going on, he said, "It is my pleasure to welcome you as a Sargent Shriver International Global Messenger." It was such a surprise. My mentor actually said they wanted me to come into the office, me and my family, and work on something. I don't know if it was a project or something, but it was actually a way to lure us because they had heard that I was selected before us. It was such a clever surprise.
Oh, that's cool. Hopefully, I'm trying to learn from you and Daniel, and hopefully, I can raise up to the rank someday. So,
Oh, absolutely. You would be a great SSIGM. And
oh, thank
actually,
you.
there are 10 of us throughout the world. 3 of us represent North America, 1 represents South America, 1 represents Europe, 2 of them actually represent the Middle East, 1 represents Asia, then there is 1 from Africa, from the African region, and then there is 1 who represents the Philippines, the Pacific Rim. It's such a really cool and unique group. What a great way to bring all individuals from all parts of the world together.
Oh, I definitely agree. And you guys got to go to Abu Dhabi for their first event, correct? Where you guys got all announced?
Yes, yes, I
And
was.
how was that? How,
The training was, oh, going to Abu Dhabi. Well,
yeah.
actually, I'm really glad you asked about that because, as I mentioned earlier, my dad is recent retired Navy. He has been in the Navy since I was a year old. And one of the places we actually got to live in was a little island in the Middle East called Bahrain. Bahrain is in the area where Abu Dhabi is. It's in the Middle East. It's a Muslim country, and I lived there for 4.5 years. I was 12 when I went there and 17 when we came back. So when we went to Abu Dhabi, it was a little like going back home. It was super cool. I loved everything. The people there were so amazing. It was actually super, super nice to see and cool because I think this was like the first time the Middle East actually hosted the World Games. So this is even better. I'm
Oh,
hoping that
that's
there will
cool.
be more opportunities for us to get together in the Middle Eastern region in the future.
Oh, I hope so as well. My stepdad's from Istanbul, Turkey, so he's trying to, maybe be cool to have it maybe in Istanbul sometime. So,
Oh, that would be awesome. My mom
yeah.
actually got to go to Turkey. I would love to go.
Yeah, I haven't been yet, but I want to. So, um, what what challenges do you seem to have with your disability, and how do you overcome some of those?
My disability is autism. It's an invisible disability. And I also have a learning disability, which makes things such as instructions and um, anything that is like verbal difficult for me to understand. That's a real challenge. I would say the biggest challenge that I have is that when I try to share what my disability is, or even about it, people often don't believe me. They respond with, "Oh, don't sell yourself short. Don't be so hard on yourself. And you don't look autistic." And it's so frustrating that I feel like I'm having to prove that I have a disability.
Oh, I
But
definitely agree. I have the same thing, and I always get, oh, you don't look autistic, which to me it's like there's no specific looking. What do you? So,
when they say things, I understand that, Lisa. And truthfully, when they say things like that, I don't always get the help or support that I need. Their response to that is, "Oh, you're fine."
oh,
And
I
that's
definitely
a
agree.
real, real struggle for me.
Oh yeah, I think that a lot of people don't know how to respond to that, so I think that's their program to that's their general response is, to kind of blow it off. Do you think that it's harder as a woman to have autism or an intellectual disability, and if so, in what way?
Well, I actually think that it's difficult for any individual, be they male or female, to have a disability at all. I mean, if we're being honest, we are all faced with these challenges. But I think that as a woman, There are some things that are a little more difficult, especially in the workplace. I learned that I was just at my Developmental Disability State Council meeting, and I learned from some of these statistics that female individuals with IDD are paid less than male individuals with IDD. And they are less likely to work as hard as the male individual. But I think that all in all, despite this, we are all faced with these challenges. It's just a hard, sad fact.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think that, and especially during COVID, I think, and that was going to leading into my next question, actually. Do you struggle with anything, especially, being on, autistic or having an illness? Do you think during this time that it makes it a little bit harder to struggle than what, you would before COVID?
Well, now that I think about it, I would think the biggest struggle or the bittersweet issue that I have is that I miss seeing my fellow athletes. I miss competing with them face to face. We're all friends from different teams, and I miss them. But on the plus side, I've come to notice that because of this pandemic, that so many other doors and opportunities are opened. I mean, look at what you and I are doing. We are actually connected, Hawaii and Illinois, via Zoom. And under normal circumstances, I really don't think that would be happening. Reason being, air travel is pretty expensive from Hawaii to the mainland. But thanks to Zoom, there are so many activities and Special Olympics here in Hawaii and even on the mainland. They have gone over and beyond to ensure that we athletes stay connected, we're active, we're fit, we're doing all kinds of live virtual activities, anything to help us stay connected instead of feeling isolated. So I think that there have been some ups and downs with this pandemic.
Oh, I definitely agree. So
I'm actually embracing the possibilities.
oh, that's good. That's probably the best way to do it. Do you think that, or what would you like to see in the future for people, and especially, women with intellectual disabilities?
What I would like to see in the future, and this is not just about for women with intellectual disabilities, this is for everybody. I would like to see respect for everyone, be we male, female, skin color, it doesn't matter. Just a second. Can you repeat that question again? Couldn't hear you
sure.
over the helicopter.
Oh, I understand. I was just wondering if you could give any advice for people with intellectual disabilities, like a closing thought or anything, like or inspirational message. What would it be?
I would absolutely love to. I know this time of COVID has been difficult for all of us, but my advice to you would be don't give up, keep the faith, and stay strong. There is a plan and a purpose for all of us, and I think that it is important that we stick together no matter what, because in the end, we are all ohana, we're all friends, and one day, eventually, we will get back together again. In the meantime, we just have to keep going and look at the positive outcome, like what we're doing now.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much for joining me today. I really enjoyed talking to you and learning more about Hawaii and stuff too. So.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. This was so much fun.
Oh, anytime. So, and I look forward to maybe having some more Zoom calls with you as well. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime in the new year, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah, as much as we can be. So.
Yeah, I know. I haven't decorated my tree yet, so we got to get into it.
Yeah, we haven't done ours yet either. So. But, well, thank you very much for tuning in today. And remember that people with intellectual disabilities can live successful lives just like everyone else.